Good morning. Hello. So happy to have everybody in our champions group. I am just getting us started. Let me get it on the Facebook the way that we need it. I hope everybody is jazzed about it being this beautiful Monday morning. All right. And let's see what we got. Here we go. Pinning, and we are ready to roll. I hope everybody is having a fantastic Monday morning so far. And I want to jump right in. This is our Monday morning motivation. Happens every Monday, 7 a.m. Central, and whatever time that is in your neck of the woods. I know with the time change, things may have gotten a little bit wonky, including my hair, not because of the time change, but because we moved and I haven't found my shampoos yet. So I'm looking a little puffy, but hey, we're going to let it roll. We're going to let it roll. And I see Margaret is joining us this morning. Good morning, Margaret. So happy you're here. And let's jump in. If you are here today, like Margaret, go ahead and put live or hashtag replay if you're catching this later. This is one of the weekly lives that we do in the Empowering Champions community. It is a benefit to you, and my hope is that it's adding value. As you watch, there's a topic or something of importance, a little nugget that lasts with you for the week. And if there is a particular area that you would like to address, that you would like for me to cover in our group, just shout out to me. Put it in the comments here or send me a direct message, and I will weave it into our communications. I am always happy to share and let you guys know whatever I have learned and put that out into the community. You may or may not have noticed that we did our November masterclass this last week. So the 1st through the 3rd, and I have all the replays available. If you are wanting the replays, go ahead and put masterclass in the comments, and I will send you the list with all 3 of them. And I know that that would be useful. The theme for this month was what's scrolling across the bottom, which is grateful, thankful, blessed. And my plan over the next 3 weeks of November is to cover each of those words as our topic for the week. So this week's word is the grateful word. And so as I was thinking about what could I cover with gratitude, right? Like what does grateful even mean? And so I looked up the definition. I'm a queen of really studying the word choices, right? And being grateful is a feeling. If you delve into any of the masterclass this week, you'll find out that it was all about emotions and feelings, right? So being grateful is a feeling, or when you show appreciation or kindness. And so that word kindness really struck me, and that's what I wanted to talk about today, is how to be kind to yourself. So in the month of November in the United States, we tend to be very full of Thanksgiving, right? Because that's the holiday on our mind. We're starting to see all of this fall leaves, and just we're going into the season, the holiday season, and we're really starting to feel it. And so we have all this great gratitude for everything around us, but how can we be grateful for ourselves as well? And so my question for you is, what is an act of kindness that you have given yourself lately? Is there something that comes to mind? And just let me know. Yes, how to be kind to yourself. Love it, love it, love it. Very curious, because one of the things I recognize is that as women, we like to give, but we have a really hard time receiving. And even when it's from ourselves, right? So one of our members talked this weekend about how she had been working really hard and meeting her goals, and she was really feeling good about her life. And yet she was given an opportunity to go out and have a really good time, and she was feeling conflicted about should she do both things, or how could she, what could happen? She felt like she really needed to hunker down. And yet she hadn't been giving herself a reward. And in this case, it was an all day long reward. And she was feeling that battle within that all of us go through, where we start to question, are we worthy of the life we want to live, right? She wanted to go do that thing, but she didn't feel like she could allow herself those moments, or she wanted to go do it and wanted to beat herself up as she did it. Instead of just being totally present in it, she wanted to carry that guilt and remorse and stress into the memory that she was creating. So that's not very kind, right? I always like to think about when I'm struggling with something, how would I approach this with a friend? Would I be loving and kind to them? Of course I would, because that's my nature. So when I put my examples of what I'm trying to do as if I was talking to a friend, I'm a totally different person than the person in my head who's like screaming at me to go do more, be more, experience this in this way. And that's not really how life is. And so when we talk about how to be kind to yourself, I wanted to go into reflection and this idea of what are some tools that we have where we can reflect on how we're living our life and how we're treating ourselves and how we can use that information to live the lives we want to have, especially in this area of gratitude and gratefulness for who we are. So, the first tip that I want to cover is something that not too many people are familiar with. So, I want to explain it, and it's mirror work. And the funny thing is we probably do this every day without recognizing it, or we do it in a way that is not the best way, right? So, mirror work is when you look at yourself in the mirror, but I'm talking about you really look at yourself in the mirror. Glance into your eyes, study yourself, and really have a communication with yourself. And we want it. This is where I was saying what tends to happen is we glance at ourselves in the mirror and we immediately criticize ourselves. Your hair is too fluffy. You've got a pimple on your skin. You are too puffy yourself, right? You're critical about the littlest things. But what about looking at yourself and complimenting yourself? Would it be possible for you to have that moment where you're seeing what you really look like and really point out the things that are good about you? Allow yourself that moment to appreciate all that you are. You know, the scar on your forehead came from a place and a time and an experience that you lived through. And you need to be grateful for your body for doing that. Like when I look in the mirror, and the full body mirrors are the hardest, right? But when I look at that mirror, what I should see is total gratitude for a body that birthed my three favorite people, right? Like those children of mine are amazing. Sure, there's a lot of other people I love in the world too, but the ones that came out of me, they have that specialness. They were from my womb. Somehow my body manufactured a human. And so when I can remember what my body is capable of, like we've been moving. And so like yesterday, I must have made 50 trips to my car, packing every little inch of it. And then when I got home, guess what? I had to unpack that car and my body did it. And then I carried stuff upstairs. I was like, wow, you have to have that level of love for yourself. And when you're looking in the mirror, look in your eyes, tell yourself that you love yourself. Mel Robbins, so we love her 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 rule. The 5-second rule is what she calls it. But she also has a high five in the mirror. And anytime you see yourself, you give yourself a high five and you say a positive affirmation to yourself. I'm doing a great job, or you got this, girl, or woohoo, you're live. Whatever it is, maybe you look sexy today, or something that makes you giggle, that makes you feel charged, right? We've been talking about the positive emotions in our masterclass, and we had that great visualization of bringing the emotions and attaching them to each part of our body all the way to the top of our head, and then the heat and the warmth of just excellence coming down through us, the spirit lighting us up and touching all of those touch points all the way through us. And we did that so that we could get charged, that we could learn to create our own energy, that the energy source comes from within. And then we don't have to look for outside influences and be like, okay, I'm not happy if you're not happy, or when you're in a bad mood, that puts me in a bad mood. Life doesn't work well that way. What works well is when you are your source of positive energy. And when you can have that spilling out of you, right? The cup overfloweth. When you are full, you are going to have a really amazing experience. So, what we want to do is do that mirror work, honor that mirror work. And you can do this while you're brushing your teeth. You can do it just in the morning when you're washing your face, whatever it is. Take an honest look at yourself and give yourself some love. Be kind. If you hear yourself saying the negative words, stop and do something different and see how it works for you. I want to hear a report next week. So let's move on to the second thing. And this is a really fun one this time of year. Some of us are going to start getting holiday letters where people review all the things that happened during the year. And sometimes you get them and you're like, oh my gosh, I don't even have time to read this letter. And then you're amazed at like, how do these people remember all this stuff? Well, it's easy. One of the things that you can do is go back through your phone, all the pictures you took. And as you go back through the year, you're going to start remembering, oh, I was here and I did this trip and I was with this person. And oh my gosh, I remember I took a picture of that plant or that beautiful sunrise, or when we went on that vacation and saw this particular thing, a date night that lit you up, right? And as you start to go through it, you are going to feel differently. And sure, there might be some sad memories, but take note of what you lived through, what you were able to overcome. Maybe there was a car accident and you're like, oh, there's the pictures of my car. But did it get worked out in the end? See, what happens is we pattern on very small amount of things each day, or otherwise our brain couldn't handle it all, right? And so we have to create the emotional attachment to the really good memories. And that's what will keep cataloging them. And so as you go into the next year, it's always good to pull out those memories and really get excited about those memories that are dear to your heart, because it'll start to cement them. It'll give you easier access. If you're doing my favorite activity, which is priming, and if you don't know priming, I'll put the link in the feed after this. It's tonyrobbins.com/priming. It's a 15-minute YouTube. And he takes you through this exercise where you stack all of these positive memories on your heart, and you end it feeling so excited and just in love with life. And so as you review these memories, you could be filling up your memory bank so that when you're doing the priming, you have more memories to stack on top. You're not just grabbing always the same ones, but you're like, oh yeah, this happened and that happened. And oh, that time I did this and the time I did that. And you just fill your heart with love and appreciation for the life that you have lived. So how does that feel? Just thinking about these two things. Go ahead and put in the comments, are you willing to look at yourself in the mirror? Are you willing to go back and review your phone memories or just anything that comes up, and allow yourself to have that happy time in your head? Because we're moving on to the third one. And the third one is give serious thought or consideration to the life that you do have. Now, that's what reflection is serious thought. And I think that one of the things that happens is life is going so friggin' fast, right? We are just moving, do this thing, do that thing, what's next, bum, 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 that we are not giving time to look at what's already happening or has happened in our life. I take you guys through this goal process in the months. And I don't want you to just get so focused on the goals that you're forgetting to live in the moment. And so that serious thought is what allows you to have those moments with yourself where you're analyzing, what am I doing? Is my life the way I want it to be? Am I doing the things that'll let me have the best life possible? If you're not meeting your dreams or your standard or your ideals for what life should be like, how can you change that? It's with serious thought. It's with questioning, what do I do next? How can I change this? How can I move to a new level of my life? And so serious thought for you might look like journaling. Serious thought for you might just be sitting and meditating. It might just be giving yourself 5 minutes to sit with a cup of coffee and just be like, wow, what is happening in my life? Where can I go with this? What's next? You deserve to have that level in your life of thought, of appreciation, of kindness. You deserve it. And that's what I want you to take from this message today. Now, I do want to tell you one thing before we end for the day, and that is I will be having a end of the year event in January. We are having a January event, but this is December, the first Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday of the month. I'm going to give you Friday off because I know how the holiday gets and the weekends become full of activities. And this will just be our normal. The live will be up. We'll have about a half an hour each day, but it's going to get you primed up and ready for the new year before all of the craziness of the rest of December starts. So December 4th through the 6th, reflect and grow. And if you are interested, go ahead and put #reflect, and I will get you the login to get you RSVPing for the event. I'm so excited for you to have this opportunity for us to plan out 2024. It's going to be a great year, you guys. I feel it in my bones, and I know that we are going to have the energy level, the direction, the clarity that we need to move through the goals that we're setting coming up. It's going to be a fantastic year, and I really am excited to hear more from you. So, as always, put your insights into today's learnings in the comments. And if you're watching this later on the replay, don't forget, put in #replay. Let me know that you appreciated this material, that it's working for you. And if there's anything that I can be supporting you in, I noticed that Margaret added self-doubt is something that she has been looking at lately. And hopefully the tools we talked about today will support you in this way. Sister, look at yourself in the mirror and send some love to that woman that has gotten you to where you are today, that has believed in you, that has stood where you have stood this entire time of your life, and is going to be there for you every day, this moment forward. Okay. I see Margaret saying good morning to everybody. So happy to have you all here. And I hope you guys have a truly blessed week. I know we'll be checking in this week from the masterclass, hearing how things are going. Look for a goals post to put what you're going to be working on this month. And hey, we're going to be talking soon. Take care and have a truly blessed week.